And like that, we are here today at Miata Simulator Miata Circuit. It's going to be a fantastic track, a fantastic race overall today. You can see who our flag woman is. It's going to be Arisnetta sleeping there as a cat woman. Anyways, let's see how the track goes. So you start the track up, going up a hill. And it is very difficult, but high speed and basically flat out turn here. You go from 4th gear to 3rd. With the tight little A-pads up and down the hill. Mind the little bumps. They'll be alright though. Go over a crest and down to a chicane. Mind yourself. And continue to go down the hill until you make your way to the hairpin. It's a very short track because we're already basically done. And we now go to the final straightaway. Just one little curve here. And once you get by this curve, see a little bump there. You want to send as much as you can. And that, my friends, is what one lap is like. This is your final warning to not mess around, Shy. Thank you. Drivers, please send to your cars. We're about to start. So drivers may start. Alright, drivers, please. We are about to start, so get ready. Start your engines. And turn your lights off, please. We will now be going. Go when person heavy goes. And we'll go. And we'll start going. See drivers make their way out of the pit lane. Take things nice and easy. There's 6 drivers today. One of them seems to be lagging a little bit there. We're going to have the few names thing going up. You can see the drivers today. Shy, Eris. I apologize for a little bit of a clusterfuck. I'll make sure not to do this during the actual race. But obviously, a bunch of people antsy to get started. We'll be going green this time. Bye. Full pace at 3rd. Actually, just go. Go as far as you guys can. I'm gonna go into the pits. We are already green. Timer will start when you guys cross the line. Timer's on. Get up to turn 1. Arisnetta with the lead. T7 Jake not far behind. Jen also finds himself in 3rd, so it seems like some positions have already been switched around. Looking over at Sector 1, Arisnetta spins at the final curve. There goes her lap. Thankfully, she's got at least 10 laps to make this all up. So far as the first laps come in, you can see Shop 21 currently quick time. The question is going to be, is he going to hold it? We've seen lap times dip down to the 25 seconds range. Jen having a purple Sector 1. As it makes its way through to the final curve, through the hairpin onto the front stretch, now through the little curve to the grid, and he goes quick time with the 25.680. That is a very solid looking time for Jen right there. Jake. Dive does improve, but not enough to make any positions. Jen narrowly avoids spinning himself out. Keeps himself clean though, as they're currently 1 minute by the first minute mark of this 5-minute long qualifying session. Chachi's saying there's going to be some lag. We're going to look over and see how Chachi is doing in the blue car. Seems to be doing okay, probably having some frame issues, understandably so. Shy of a little bit of lag, being tailed over closely behind by seemingly twin turbo V6. We were going to look at the times. Arisnetta goes second quick with 25.954. As laps go by, Jen does not improve. Arisnetta with another strong looking lap here. Gets a little loose and she about spins herself out. Keeps it rolling without losing too much momentum. Thankfully, she's going to get that speed back coming through the hairpin. And there's Jen. be a lap down pretty quickly. There's now kind of way through the chicane. Jen not far behind. Jen with another heater of a lap coming by the hairpin, and out of the hairpin he goes. As he's making his way through the front straightaway. Jen will not improve, but it's another good lap with a 25.912. Arisnetta gets overtaken. Now she's a lap down in the session. Current leader of the session will be Jen. We'll be doing qualifying based on him. As there's twin turbo V6 and Shachi both getting approached by Jen. Jen on fire. I'm sure he's hoping for this type of pace for himself when this race comes around. He did get the $10 gift card from Twin during the Rotsmods race, and he gets loose that time around through turn 2. So this is not going to be the best lap for him. T7 Jake, though, with a strong looking lap, making his way through the final curve onto the grid. Jake will move up to third. Actually, will stay in third. Gets a better looking lap, though. Somehow, some way, Twin Turbo V6 has been struggling this entire session. Only about a minute 25 seconds left, so we're hunkering down on the finish. As 2-7 Jake with another good looking lap here. Sector 2, not the best, unfortunately. Although for Chachi, it's looking quite strong as he gets overtaken by Jen. Chachi will not improve, neither will Jen, but once again, another hot lap for Jen. That would have been good enough for third, yeah, that would have been good enough for second, actually, technically speaking. So, solid runs out here. 45 seconds left. We're going to be focusing on Jen. Jen's got probably 2 laps to go. So I believe the cone gets thrown onto the track. Thankfully, these cones are very light. They shouldn't cause too many issues. There's Jen making his way by Shipe 21. That's a good-looking Sector 1. And Jen not far behind. It is not valid. Alright, Jen to the white flag. Everyone behind Jen will be on the white flag. There's some cones getting thrown all the way around. 2-7 Jake, final lap. Unless you overtake Jen. Jen looking like he's on fire. Shibe's going to try to avoid getting overtaken. He's got a lot of ground to make up. We're going to focus on Shibe. Look at this timing, and we're done with this session. Everyone to the pits when you cross the line. Just try not to beat your lap times. Try to cruise it. I believe we have your laps on the board. Shibe, these don't have... Oh, they do have an auto flip. What the fuck? Okay. They weren't supposed to have an auto flip, so you shouldn't have done that. You're lucky, though. Everyone making their way into the pit lane, I believe. Okay. Please line up in the order of positions on the grid. So if you guys get back up onto the grid. We're going to go on the right side of single file. And we'll set up for the race. Though your pole sitter will be Jen. So if I have everyone move up to the grid, please, by order, don't cross the line. Okay, now everyone has to cross the line. We need twin turbo V6 across the line. We're going to be single file here. Arisnetta, you are not the pole sitter. Get out of the pole position. Back here. Y position on the right side, single file. So Jen over here. Jake is correct. I need Chachi over here. Shibe will be behind Chachi, and then Twin Turbo V6 will be in the back. Shibe, you're over here. What are you doing? Thank you. Okay, so Twin Turbo V6, move over here. And we'll have our grid basically set up. Twin. This will be a 15-minute race, actually. Actually, let's say, you'll have 2 strikes, so if you do it a second time, you're out. Actually, so let's do some quick math. Let's say this is a 15 lap, or 15 times 3, so 5, add 15, 45 lap race. Let's do 40 laps. Do 2 pace laps, although let me clear out all the extra cars. If you guys go over the walls, it is going to be DNF. If you guys get stuck, it is also DNF. And I technically can't enforce flips, so if you flip and somehow get stuck, it's a DNF. So, that being said, we're going to have 2 pace laps. Let me set the laps. Corner cut limit will be no, 40 is too lenient. The cuts aren't very strict on this track, so I was gonna say 20. Yeah, 20. Said 20. Okay, so we got 2 pace laps here. Is the whole field ready? Alright. Let's go rocking, guys. You know, this is actually a pretty solid race, I'm not gonna lie. Alright. I want you guys to maintain a 2 car length space from the person ahead of you. Somewhere around that range. Please do not overtake. If we're not pacing correctly by the time we're at 0 laps, we will do another pace lap, and we will do as many pace laps as it takes to go green. So with that in mind, please be polite. Try to give each other space, and once the start does happen, you are not going to overtake until you guys have fully crossed the line. So your car is not going to be ahead until you're fully crossed the line. Alright, go when the person heavy goes. We're going to go yellow. A little bit of debris on the track, but it shouldn't be too big of a factor. There is your whole grid. Twin Turbo V6, yesterday's winner in the Rotsmonts, all the way in the back. So this is going to be a little bit of a tough race for him. He's got a lot of ground to make up. Whereas Chachi is lagged a little bit behind. Although we should be good by next lap. I mean, I'm going to say the pace speed is going to be 40 miles an hour. I gotta clear the times. What a quick time I set. Alright, once we hit the hairpin, I'm going to accelerate and try to go as quickly as I can. But I want you guys to maintain 40 miles an hour until I give you guys a clear. I'm laying off through there, but I'm going to go back to 40. Just going to roll my car down the hills. And the grid. Pacing looks good enough, so hold 40 miles an hour. Gonna accelerate out. Hold 40, hold 40. Continue to hold pace. Okay, green flag. Shibe jump, twin jump, give up position. Both of you guys. Twin shibe jump. Twin shibe jump. Both of you guys. Give back your positions. Shibe clear, but twin back to the rear of the field. Twin. Final warning before time penalty. Okay, cleared. As an SLC goes, you do not want to get a jump. Those are usually going to lead to a pretty bad penalty, and you can see how that goes to effect. There's Netta making up a little bit of ground on Jen, although we can see in the back dogfight starting up between Twin and Shibe there. Oh, and it looks like Shibe goes a little bit wide. Well, and Chachi catch back up from the back, gets by Shibe. Shibe now struggling a little bit. His car is rolling slowly. With a T7 Jake trying to hold off Twin. Twin coming up to the podium position. Goes around side by side through the bumpy hill. And it gets by. Jake spins out. So there goes his podium. Goes all the way from 3rd to 5th to last. And it's going to be a little frustrating. There is a good amount of laps left to make that ground up. There's Netta. Not too far behind from Jen. And perhaps being her home track, she is the... Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! That was a little bad for Arisnetta. A little bad timing for me. I'd like to say that was probably commentator's curse. She got onto the really bumpy terrain off of, I believe, turn 5. That caused it a good amount of time. You see Twin right on her tail. Gets loose, and Twin is by for 2nd place. Two of them are going to be battling, though, more than likely, if Arisnetta could keep this up. Arisnetta with a good-looking exit on Twin. Pick it up towards the inside, trying to use her tactics. She told me about this earlier. She's trying to run the inside of those curbs like rails. And there is a 25 cut limit, so... Or there's a 20 cut limit. So you don't want to quite get those side by side between Twin and Aris. Aris is going to go really wide, and she's lost a couple seconds off that. Maybe a good second or two. Arisnetta smacking the wall hard. She will keep on rolling as Shibe getting by Jake. Joe, not for long. Shibe also doing the same thing Arisnetta did earlier. Got loose on the smooth terrain. I would say it's a little bit of an ironic name, but that is what it is. Arisnetta going to probably try her best to make up the ground that she's lost. As it's kind of a little spread out now, though Twin Turbo V6 probably trying to hunt down Jen at some point. Arisnetta not too far behind actually, so we might see her coming back to position sometime soon. T7 Jake from last all the way back to fourth. Has made up a good amount of ground. And there's Chachi. Apparently an issue for Shive at some point. Did not get the action though. He is all the way back in the rear of the field once again. Jen makes the move down the inside, crossing over Shive. Now gaining up ground on Chachi. Down and up the hill. As Shive gets loose, will not be able to make any overtakes. And there's your 2-lap cars, Chachi and Shive. This is a very short track, so we're bound to see more of those coming up. Shive runs really wide there. And that's a little bit of debris on the track. That's okay though. They don't seem to cause too many big issues. There's Twin Triple V sits a little bit off the track, smacks the wall. There's Netta. How is she doing? Not too far behind either. And there's a big wall smack for Shive. His car is just about nearly stalled, so he's gonna lose a good amount of time off that. Twin Turbo V sits back to 4 seconds. There's Netta only 3 behind from Twin. As there's Chachi. Currently 1/4 of the way through the race, and we'll see in 10 laps of cross flags. Seemingly the action is kind of spread out a little bit, but that's alright. This is a good size MITS car field today. I'm pretty happy to see it. There's Ned closing in on Chachi, about to overlap in just a few moments. As he runs a little wide there. Here's Ned, peeks up towards the inside, runs on the curbs like they're rails. I know there is a saying, when a driver's really fast, there's a little thing called that the driver's on rails. I guess this time it's almost literally. As Twin Turbo V6 making up ground on Jen. Shive, I believe, might also be hunting down Jake here. So we're going to see 2 battles. The 2 battles going up on track, both at the same time. And the ground's being made up little by little for Jen. And I believe only 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds between Twin and Jen. So we do know the ground is being made up. Look at the timing board. Jen still holding the fastest lap. Eris Netta with the purple sector 3 that time by. That was a fast looking lap. Jake running it really wide. Probably trying to keep himself on the lead lap as much as he can. Though it's a little to no effort to be so. Thankfully, if there is any cautions, he will be put back to the lead lap as the 2 of them crossing over side by side. I'd always like to say that a section like that would be like the whoop or something like that. Maybe a good little nickname for that turn. And that is basically what it is. You know, if these 2 were on the lead lap, I'd say that was a good looking battle. Although we are seeing we might just about see one stir up again. There's Netta making up a little more ground. Only about 10 car lengths or even less. Really depends on the speed of the cars at the turns. Every single frame you're seeing Eris Netta for just a little bit. Same thing goes for Jen. As this lap goes by, Eris Netta currently quick time with a 25.239. I think that could just about be the fastest we've seen these 2 on this track. So we're waiting to see if anything. Oh, looks like Jen has lost a little time there. Not much, but just a bit. But even more time lost between Eris and Twin. Eris has been doing as fastly as she could. As Twin, looking like he was... Yeah, he's a little slower than Eris. For now. He's still ahead. We might see some drama stirring up in just a few moments. I say this as this is probably going to be about 5 laps before anything comes up. Although then again, 5 laps here is actually a pretty short time. We're 2 laps away from the cross flags. Eris Netta making up ground on Twin. To go up and down, or down and up, excuse me. Through the chicane they go. Eris Netta only about 4 car lengths behind. Running through the curb, just beautifully decent looking exit on Twin. as Jen is also closer once more. We might just about see a three-way battle. The top three all within 3 seconds of each other. There's Netta looking to try to see if she could just about make a move on Twin. Nothing in range yet, but just about nearly there. The things are really going to get interesting. And Twin goes wide. Arizona throws a slide job, and she crosses back over. Could not get that to stick, although she's on his inside. Makes the move now. And she is by. Tries to take the inside away. She looks like she's got this successful. She goes really wide, though. That is frustrating to make. At this point in the race, by the way, drivers, we're halfway through this race. There's Shipe once again spinning himself out. Is he stuck? Does not appear stuck. Twin Turbo V6 now within 2 seconds. It's the closest I think I've seen him from Jen. You can see him even closer. Arisnetta also making up ground. So Arisnetta's on a purple sector 1. There's Twin Turbo V6 going to overlap Chachi for the second time by. Only for a little bit. Chachi tries to throw it in. Can't get anything to stick though. As you see the top three really close now. I think that might be that looks like it's just about a sec between Twin and Jen. That's true. Arisnetta about 2 seconds behind. As Jen seemingly having a few small issues going down and up the hill. And down the crest into the chicane. Goes wide. And Twin gets back the lead. Started the race all the way from last. Was made up ground. And it looks like Jen gets a good exit. So he does not want this to end this way, I believe. So he's going to try his absolute best to make up the ground. To make their way up the hill. You can see Shibe and Jake there. And it's a three-way battle that's stirred up for the lead. Arisnetta only a little bit behind from Jen. Twin Turbo V6 not far behind. Well, not ahead much from Jen. That's a good looking exit for Jen. So they make the way through the front straightaway. Jake is going to pull it in. I think he might just about be done with this race. Yes, he is. Unfortunately for him. But Jen looking like he's got a good exit down and up the hill. When Science car gets onto a curb, smacks the wall, and there goes his lead. Once again, Arisnetta going to go over side by side, down the hairpin, onto the front straightaway. We are 25 laps into this race. There's only 15 to go. And from 15, we go to 14 to go. That's a side by side for the second place position between Twin Turbo V6 and Arisnetta. Twin looks up towards the inside, runs a little bit out of the curves. Arisnetta tries to make a crossover, can't get anything too sticky yet. Twin Turbo V6 with a hell of a cut. Let's see if that affected his lap time anything seriously. Nah. I'm not going to complain too much. Twin Turbo V6 getting hunted down little by Arisnetta once again. She almost was in position to make a move. Could not exactly get to it though. It's a little frustrating. And Jen seemingly backing off once again from the lead. Still holding it up strong. And the question is he going to hold that strong enough? So far, the things have been a little bit stacked here, though I think a little bit of ground might be made up. You know, for only a couple cars that have raced, I will admit this has been a little bit of a nail-biter. I really don't know who is going to win this. If you guys have, if there's anyone watching this, you know, in the comments, say who you guys think is going to win this race. There's only 2 people winning, or only 2 people watching. I think I know whom Jen's, should I say, person of interest is definitely rooting for him. Currently leading too, although not for long. Maybe you can see Twin and Eris just behind from Jen. So this is going to be a tight-knit dogfight. Twin a little bit loose there, but looked like that helped him a little bit on his exit as he make the way into the hairpin. Really good exit on Twin. Only about 4 car lanes, closing into 3 on Jen. Eris also not far behind either. Half a second separating Twin Turbo V6 and Jen. Same thing could be said for Eris. So we are under 10 laps to go. Soon on by, we'll find ourselves with 5 to go. We're seeing ourselves on the closing lap, so it doesn't seem like we're anywhere from closing up the action. So far, it seems like this has been the closest it's been. That's a few little lead battles. Jen a little loose off of 2. And he gets loose again. It gets into a near spin. That is going to be very frustrating for Jen. Twin to the lead. And by about a second. There's Netta closing in. Gets the move on Jen. He just does not have the speed. As Eris is about 1.5 seconds away from Twin. And looking over the times are still as they are. Eris Netta with 25.143. That's a good looking exit for Jen. I believe the leaders are, for the second and third, are closing in again on the leader. Just a little bit. And next time by, we'll see 5 to go. Could Twin be able to clutch it? Eris Netta goes wide. As across the line, Twin, you have 5 laps to go. And Eris Netta now with 5 to go. Jen only about half a second of closing in. Really closing in. About a car length between the two of them. Maybe we'll see side-by-side action. That's a good little save by Jen. Keep his car under control. Although, he's got to make up a lot of ground if he wants to win. There's only a couple laps left, so maybe that might be out of question unless Twin has something happen to him. And that time system is lying. Twin is to the lead, so I don't know what happened there. There's Shive flying back once again. As we're going to see 3 laps to go for Twin Turbo V6. This time there's any chance of a caution, it's going to be a 2-lap shootout, more than likely. And this guy has started from the back. One last race, he might just about be able to do a double sweeper here. He is a notoriously good driver. And he is going to make his way by for 2 laps to go for Twin Turbo V6. Everyone else behind. Twin just gotta do these turns just 2 more times. A little loose there for Twin. A little bit of off-roading. Nobody with any time penalties. It is kind of close for Eris, but she's still got at least 4 to go. White flag in the air for Twin Turbo V6. This makes his way one more time around 1 and 2. Eris Netta trying her absolute best. She's got 2 seconds to make up, so it's gonna all depend on if Twin chokes this or not. And it looks like he's going to make his way through. Making her way across the front straightaway on the final curve. Your winner is going to be Twin Turbo V6, followed behind by Eris Netta. And coming into the 3rd place position, we have Jen. And then finally, the rest of your finishers, Chachi, with 3 laps down. And then your last finisher of the day, he's got a little bit of ground to make up. We have Shive 21. Only a couple more turns to go for him. Makes his way through the hairpin. Little wide, little slide. And he's on to the front straightaway. Chachi, please do not do any more laps. Just head to the pit lane, please. Shy, please finish this race. And I believe he is. And he's going to finish this race backwards. Alright, Twin Turbo V6, we got your winner. I don't know if you want to do donuts or not, but he's won again. He's got another chance to do a $10 gift card. And looking at your board, there's none of that is a interesting looking lap there with the 24.4. We do make our way into the podium, so you guys stick around, you're going to be teleported. How do you even drive in? Is there like an entrance? Oh, like over there. Oh, so it's off of like turn 5. Okay. Shoot, I still haven't even filled in the Rotsma results in the channel, so... Your pole sitter was Jen, your quick time holder is Netta, and your winner is Twin Turbo V6. So we got 3 different names here. So this has been a very competitive day. Glad to see that. We have Twin Turbo V6 making their way around. Or even his twin's car. Oh, there it is. Yeah, just drive it over, okay? Let's see if we can set grab you. But chill. You wanna do any donuts? You're not gonna be able to do donuts otherwise. Oh, he's gonna go backwards. Not common where we see a Polish victory lap on a real course, but it looks like that's what we are going to see for Twin Turbo V6. Just makes his way backwards up to the podium. Alright, twin, line your car up in the middle. Preferably forwards. Or you can hold it backwards, that's how you want it, that's fine. It's okay, he wants it backwards, so... There's, it's fine. It's fine. He wants his car backwards, so we're gonna leave it as it is. We are going to take our photo, then we're going to start our interviews with our drivers. It's probably one of the more interesting podium photos. There's Shy going backwards. Alright, coming over to our winner, Twin. Do you want to be interviewed again? I mean, probably kind of have to be for the $10 Amazon card. Okay. Let's see if we can unmute Twin. Congratulations, Twin. That's a clean sweep for this weekend. And you got basically, I think, the most that anyone has ever gotten in SLC for one weekend. Do you want the car this time?
No, I'm giving it to Shive as he wants it.
Okay.
I would just like to thank my team out there for giving me the best car they can. You know, it's so amazing what they can do, all those people. I want to thank all the fans out there for helping me strive for that 7th world title. It's just been a blessing for everyone. I'm honored to be here, and it's just so awesome. Hashtag blessed.
I just love. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna mention the fact you said that in like such a nonchalant, monotone voice was just perfect.
That was not monotone. It's probably just my mic.
It could be.
That wasn't monotone at all. But honestly, though, it was a pretty good race. Congratulations to everyone. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of action between second and third, and you. I couldn't tell who was going to win it. That was an impressive. That was also an impressive race with your little warning for the jump. Normally you don't want to do that because of the penalty, and it didn't affect you too badly in the end. You ended up winning the darn thing. So, good job on that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Anyone to thank? Daniel Wolf.
Hashtag grateful.
Hashtag grateful. All right. Moving over to your second place finisher, Aris Netta. You can unmute yourself, right? I think that answers Eris. Alright. Huge thanks to you, Eris, to saying all this stuff. This has been an absolutely amazing event. Really enjoyed it. A lot of action. I'd say that was probably the best MITS race I've ever seen. I know you wanted to win. I know you wanted the gift card. But hey, if Jen gives out that HelloFresh thing, we'll see what happens then. You'll be able to eat like the best Chilean. You'll be the most fed Chilean in history. That's to Pinochet or some dictator.
Lunch pizza because I'm home alone because I held back from going to the event to do this fucking.
So there's sadness from Marisnetta, I believe. Understandably so. You held up for a good race, and you gave it your all. You got the quick time. So, good job on that. That was an impressive looking lap, but it just wasn't enough. Is anyone you'd like to thank? Anyone to, sponsor, like, Miata Sim? Yeah, by the way, guys, check out Miata Simulator. Great game. Like, actually great game. Arisnet is a really cool person, and once again, I cannot say how thankful I am for her to set this event up. I was actually kind of concerned about this weekend because I was not sure what was going to be able to race here for this week. But then a couple weeks back, I came into contact with Eris about this event, and she, along with Jen actually, and a couple other people, were complete rock stars. So, big thanks to you guys. Is there anything you'd like to say, Eris?
No, not really.
Just pain and disappointment. Understandable. I'm sorry for that. We're gonna move over to Jen. So, he seems to be rotating in his drip.
Yeah, so this is kind of my coping mechanism. I'm actually quite disappointed. Man, I thought I did hands down, it is the best race I've ever done. In terms of how good I did. This is probably the best, honestly, out of SLC that I've did. I was leading for 90% of the race. I kind of wish I won my first race. It is kind of, it does suck though. I messed up really big time, and when Twin passed me, I just started messing up. I hit the curb really bad on the chicane at the uphill, and then I smack dabbed my front bumper into the tire barrier. If that wasn't even enough, and I wish I would have done better, but I did good, so I'm half and half about my P3. that's pretty much it, honestly.
All right, man. Well, that was a great race, you guys all. The whole podium had just spectacular racing this entire race. At least in my opinion, I feel like that was one of the most entertaining battles I've seen in a good month or so. I think the only thing I ever saw that was close to this was maybe one of the races during SNGP. But, yeah, great race, guys. I think that's going to be that for interviews for today. And we're going to do our closing steps to the stream. So, I will be deafened for this.
Yo.
Advertisement, I do sincerely apologize. But as it goes, fairly shortly we'll have some nice closure music, I suppose. Right, things are going to be set up shortly to finish up. Big thanks to everyone involved with this race. This has just been a great day and a great way to close the weekend. Next week we're going to Imperatrium de Vresi, one of the most interesting road courses I think we've ever done. We've only had one race in the entire history of SLC on there, and that was, in my opinion, one of the best GTI races I have ever seen. It was an absolute nail-biter with easily a 5-car battle for the lead. And we're going to see more of that actually coming up soon next week, now with the ROTS mods and the MITS cars. That should commence everything for this weekend. We'll see you guys on Friday at 7 p.m. USPST for the ROTS mods. MITS car will be on Sunday at 12 p.m. And then the GTIs will be on at, I believe, 12 p.m. on Saturday. So huge thanks to everyone. See you guys there.